me, if you will, to be uncharacteristically cross for a while. Cross in the manner of a parent who's not angry so much as disappointed. And what I'm disappointed in is the subject of plot spoilers. Not of critics giving away plot spoilers, but of critics being told off endlessly for giving away plot spoilers. You may have seen in The Observer on Sunday, there was a very interesting piece by Philip French about just how much his readers hated it when he told them too much about the plot. And constantly I get communications, emails, texts, tweets from people saying, oh, you told me that about the film, you shouldn't have done, I didn't know that, oh, Kermode gave away this plot spoiler, he said that happened, ruined the enjoyment of the film. And I have genuinely tried to avoid giving away plot spoilers. I've tried to describe films as much as is possible without giving away surprises, twists, turns, to adequately express what the film is like without simply repeating the plot, without giving away too many of the things that may give you a thrill to find out for the first time in the film. But you know what? There is a certain limit to this. For example, last year, Simon Mayo and I were talking about the Harry Potter series. We talked about the fact that in one of the movies, Dumbledore dies, and we had an absolute tidal wave of complaints. You gave away the fact that Dumbledore dies. It's in the book. It's a bestseller. Everyone knows. Fine. We said, okay, we won't refer to it as Dumbledore's death. We will refer to it as the unhappy event. We got to the next film in which Dumbledore doesn't feature because he's dead. I figured by that point we were allowed to say Dumbledore's dead. But no, still we were getting complaints. Now, occasionally in the past, I have overstepped the mark. Famously, I introduced Ringu on film 4, and I outrageously gave away the best scare in the movie. I said, you're going to really hate it when... Let me not repeat the offence in case you haven't seen Ringu. It's out there on the internet if you want to go and find it. But I have tried since then to tell you only as much as you need to know, but there's a certain amount that you have to tell somebody to describe the film. For example, I recently had a complaint from somebody saying, well, you gave away the fact in 127 hours that in the end he cuts his arm off. The reason 127 hours exists is because the central character cuts off his own arm. That's not a plot point, it's the raison d'etre of the movie. It's called 127 hours. That's the time from him getting trapped to him cutting off his own arm. Aaron Ralston has been doing the publicity circuit, talking to people about how it took him 127 hours to decide to cut off his own arm. It's not a plot point, it is a description of the film. I mean, sometimes films are described by their titles. When William Friedkin cut the first medical examination out of The Exorcist, he did so because a producer said to him, Billy, the film's called The Exorcist. Nobody in the audience thinks it's a medical problem. Then I started thinking about cases in which things happen that I really enjoyed because I didn't know about them. For example, the new Clint Eastwood movie, Hereafter, opens with a... No, hold on a moment. If you haven't seen Hereafter and you want to watch it in the same way as I did, stop watching now, okay? At the beginning of the film, there's a tsunami. Now, when I saw the film, I had no idea where it was set, didn't know where the action was playing out, didn't know the tsunami was coming. Blimey, when the tsunami happened, it really knocked me sideways. But you know what? You can't talk about the rest of the film without describing the fact that it starts with a tsunami, because that's what sets in chain the events which the film then goes on to discuss and describe. And also, I can't tell you that although some of the film is okay, some of it is flawed, it's not Clint Eastwood's best work, it has an underlying honesty to it, but in the end it's perhaps incidental. So, either you can see the film completely as I did, with no prior knowledge, or you can live with knowing about the tsunami and you can make your decision about whether you want to see it on the basis of whether I thought there were the things you'll like or things that you won't like. One of the best experiences I ever had in the cinema was seeing Audition. I knew nothing about it except that it was in Japanese. I thought it was a romantic comedy. The first half an hour of the film is a romantic comedy. It's a guy, he can't get a date, he sets up an audition to audition girlfriends, they come along, it's quirky, it's kooky, it's strange, it's Japanese, and then half an hour in it turns into shrieking psycho murder. But if I reviewed the film and said to you, yeah, it's a light romantic comedy, it's lovely, it's about this guy, he can't get a girl, you went and saw it and you got shrieking psycho murder, that would be cause for complaint. In the end, we have a pact. I will try not to give away too many plot points. You try to be reasonable about complaining about it. I am getting really fed up with being told, oh, you can't give that away, it's a plot point. Oh, you can't give that away, it's a spoiler. Oh, you can't give that away, it spoiled the film for me. If you don't want to know anything, stop watching the reviews. Just had to get that off my chest.